Hey guys, welcome. I have got a special guest with us today. As you guys can tell, we are shooting in the Danville Police Department's lot. I have Lieutenant Alan Shields here with me. Guys, we're going to be talking about kind of what Danville PD is doing to keep us safe. We're going to be finding out what these crazy black boxes are and what they're doing for all of us. But first off, I want to introduce Alan. Alan, just kind of introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, and kind of we'll jump off from that point.
Okay, great. So my name is Alan Shields, and I've actually lived in Danville for about 12 years. I've been with the department for a little over 7 years, and I'm the lieutenant. So that means I oversee the operations throughout the town, which also means that I oversee the black boxes, our traffic unit, and all of the things that go on here in the town.
Awesome. So, Lieutenant, help me understand. I know you've been working with PD for a while. You were part of the county, then you came back to working with Danville. From when you first started working with Danville, what has been some changes that I know that you've been a big part of implementing, and some future changes that you guys are coming around and starting to do for the citizens here in town?
Well, so our chief at the goal of preventing crime, our chief, Steve Simpkins, has done a great job in creating an outreach program that attempts to reach all of our citizens. And so we've increased our times where we go out and we meet with people at Coffee with the Cops. So if you've seen us out at a donut shop or Pete's Coffee downtown, it's a great opportunity for us to get to connect and maybe answer those questions that people wouldn't feel comfortable stopping a cop on the street, and certainly not providing when they're on a traffic stop, right?
Right.
So it provides kind of those more organic situations for us to have those conversations with people. And then we also realize that this is a great place to raise a family. We have an outstanding quality of life here, and so we want to cultivate that, and we try to reach out to our kids. And Steve Simpkins has done a great job of getting us into the schools. So some of the things that he's done is we've actually gone out to the schools and we do recess with the cops.
Oh, nice.
What we realized was I can stand at an assembly, and I think we've all sat in an assembly, and that's a little boring, right?
Yeah.
And just to listen to someone talk. And I don't think, having 3 kids, I know that my kids don't like listening to someone talk for half an hour.
No.
However, if we go out and we're playing basketball with them, football, hopscotch, tetherball, you name it, the kids tend to really connect with us, and then also we connect with them, and they see us as more part of their community. And I've had great conversations with the kids. We've played some great football games and basketball games, and we have a great time.
That's awesome. A lot of times people are obviously put off a little bit by officers. They're intimidated by them. But what you're really talking about doing here in town is you're humanizing yourselves, your officers, your department.
The great thing is what we're trying to do is we're trying to prevent crime, and ultimately we have to ask the question, whose responsibility is it to prevent crime and apprehend criminals? And the bottom line is it's the entire communities. And that's why Danville is such a great place to raise a family and a great place to live, is we don't just have 30 officers, 34 volunteers, and 8 reserve officers trying to stop crime. We've got 43,000 citizens working towards stopping crime. We're just the tip of the spear. We're just the people that get paid full-time to do it. And we're the people that you call and say, hey, I see something and it's unusual.
Right.
And we want our kids to be able to say that. We want our adults to be able to say that. And we want that cooperation. And through that's where we solve a lot of our best cases.
So you're bringing up some prevention right off the bat. I've noticed that there's been a significant increase of the cameras you guys have been putting up around town. We're going to talk about these black boxes here. Help us understand kind of what a lot of people think, those cameras, it's Big Brother, but what you were talking about, it's actually not that at all. It's completely the opposite. So help me understand a little bit more about it.
Well, what we want to make sure people understand is that these cameras, and we have them both mobile and fixed around town. So mobile being they're mounted on top of cop cars. And the fixed, if you notice them at intersections, we have one right down the street from the police department at El Cerro and Lagonda Way. Those are not red light cameras. They are not speed cameras. So they're not designed to capture people speeding and red lights. What they are is they're truly a prevention tool, and then also one to help apprehend bad guys. So for the prevention, if a stolen car were to come into town, the fixed ones of these on the poles will alert all of the officers in town and say, hey, a stolen car is just coming to town. Go get them.
No kidding.
And then so our officers can go and get them. And then also, say if we had a really good case where a business had a theft. So a high dollar item was stolen. And all they had was the vehicle description and 2 numbers on the plate. We were able to punch that into the system and say, okay, during this time in that area, was that car there? We were able to find the car, track it back, we were able to recover the property, arrest the bad guy, and everything was made whole and right. And we were all able to do that in one day. So it cuts down our investigative time. It helps us sift through so that we can focus our efforts on the bad guy and not, this wide net. And so it really is a great tool for us to prevent crime from happening. We hope bad guys know they're here, and maybe they'll attempt to shop someplace else, or just not commit the crime to begin with anywhere.
Or just leave us alone, go back to wherever they come from, and just go away.
Yeah, but just know that in addition to the 43,000 people that are out here trying to prevent these crimes, that we're also using and leveraging some technology.
When it comes to technology, what has been something that you guys, I know you're leveraging social media quite a bit. I know you're out there really kind of working with the community. Has social media been a really big advocate for you guys in regards to communicating with the general public and allowing them to give their opinions to you guys and back and vice versa?
Well, here's what's very interesting about that with social media is every time I go out and I talk, or maybe we're on the coffee with the cops and someone says, hey, crime is the worst I've ever seen it in Danville. I've never seen it this bad, right? And we believe that that's attributed to social media, because really what it is, it's the perception. I don't think people knew how much crime was actually going on in the town. And with social media, you don't just know about what's happening next door, but you know what's happening now across town.
Right.
The reality is, if you look at our persons crimes, those remain relatively stable for 20 plus years. If you look at our property crimes, they're the lowest they've ever been since incorporation. Since 1982 is the lowest they've ever been, and that's not population adjusted. So the bottom line is, property crime has taken a sharp decline in Danville. Yeah. Even though our population has seen quite a bit of an increase.
That is absolutely fantastic. Do you see that in a lot of communities, or are we kind of an anomaly here in Danville in that regards?
No, I think we do follow area-wide trends. So property crime is down everywhere. We just believe that it's sharply down here, and compared to our own, it's significantly down.
So help me understand a little bit for the folks that they're watching us literally all over the world. If they were to move to Danville, what would be one of the things that you would say, look, this is why Danville is the safest place in the area to move to for a family or just for an individual?
Well, so I think the great thing is we live in an active community. We live in a community that everyone really enjoys being out, and that provides one of the biggest preventions for us is we have natural surveillance. We have people that are out all the time, and what we see is people calling us and saying, hey, I noticed that that's out of place. Because even though we've got officers that drive the streets all the time, no one knows a neighborhood or a route or a bike path better than the people that use it every single day.
Right.
Our neighbors know what looks out of place in their neighborhood, and we just ask them for the opportunity for us to go and say hi to something that looks suspicious. And so if they see something, call us. And so we've got a great neighborhood, and I think that's why we're able to be as effective as we are, is because we've got really good citizens.
That really is true, guys. Danville, as you guys know or may not know if you've never been here, I'm sorry for you. Obviously, Lieutenant Shields is a representative of the community. We actually really do love where we live, and this is why I'm down here with Danville PD, to highlight what an awesome group of guys and gals this is. And, I'm going to take a quick step up and take a look at the camera here. I'm going to see if you guys have any other questions for me that I can interact with. Everyone's coming in. Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. We got a lot of good people that are joining us right now. To close us out, give me a couple of thoughts. Just so, let's say someone is going to buy a new house or they're in a current home. What are a couple of things that they can do today to be more aware of their surroundings, or maybe prevent burglary or some sort of person entering their property that's unwanted? Is there anything that you can kind of throw out there and give a little tip and trick?
Yeah, so the first thing is get to know your neighbors.
Right.
If I know you very well and we're neighbors, I'm going to know, what vehicles are usually at your house. I'm going to know who usually comes and goes, and you're going to know the same. And if I go on vacation, my trusted neighbor is one of the best people to watch our home. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, we also offer a vacation house check program. So we have volunteers. So these are members of our community that have passed background checks, that provide an awesome service. And one of them is they actually will come out to your house while you're on vacation, check out your house, and make sure that everything is secure.
Really?
And believe it or not, we found it where the front door has been unlocked because the neighbor that they've let watch their house left the front door unlocked. And so we'll wait, we'll call on the phone, and then we'll make sure that your house is resecured before we go. So it's a great service. But so in addition to getting to know your neighbors, if you can, some of the things that we recommend are using alarm systems and actually using them, making sure we get them turned on, and then camera systems. You know, we know that in talking to criminals, people that we know have broken into homes, that if they see a camera out in front of the house, a visible camera, that they're less likely to break into the home. And that does, you know, none of these will stop everyone.
Right.
But the hope is that if we take a layered approach, we can do a lot towards prevention. And then, you know, if the unfortunate happens and someone does break into the home, we'll have a nice picture of the person that we can distribute all over the county, all over the state, to try to determine who that person was and possibly collect some of the property back.
Well, there you guys have it. Lieutenant, thank you. It's awesome. Really enjoyed spending some time with you today. Guys, if you have any additional questions, please contact me. As you guys know, I'm Greg McDaniel with the McDaniel Callahan Real Estate Team. If you guys have any questions about Danville or real estate or anything else, please give us a ring. Lieutenant, if they're going to get a hold of you, is there any specific number they can call to reach Danville PD?
Yeah, they can call 925-314-3700.
All right, guys. Hey, have a rock star day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.